The Denver game, you got your hip. It was an interesting few days because you get your heart ripped out on a Thursday, and then you got to turn around and play on Saturday. And I think, a little bit of that is I think we were playing really well. The Monday game was South Dakota State. I thought we competed. That was this week, wasn't it? That was the same week. Yeah, this is going crazy. But in all seriousness, I thought we competed really well against South Dakota State. I thought they're really good. They're really offensively efficient. I think they're a much better defensive team than what their statistics say. I think they're probably making an effort to become better defensively. But for what we did on our defensive end of the floor against them, plus making that game to what it was, I felt like that was a really good Monday. You go into Denver, and again, for 32 minutes, 33 minutes, I thought we played really well. I did feel like once we started kind of struggling a little bit on offense, KJ Hunt was really good most of the night, but he was really good inside 10 minutes. And I just think the combination of them getting momentum and us not being able to kind of stop it frustrated us. The last 3 minutes, I think we were up 9 with just over 3 minutes left, and we didn't turn it over. I think we were 0 for 4 and 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and you lose a game that you honestly feel like you should have won. And so when you're looking at those guys in a locker room after the game on Thursday, it was tough because you want it for them more than anything else. You want these guys to kind of get that, after as much practice and all the things we're working on, to kind of get that reinforcement. So you throw that game out, and then you come back Saturday and you play an Omaha team that's going through a little bit the same we're going through. And I thought we played pretty well. They got off to the better start. I thought we matched their energy coming out of the first media timeout. And then from that point on, I thought we played really well. The Fiddler kid, much like the Hunt kid, had an awesome night. And so I thought Omaha was good. I thought offensively they were really good. I think both of us would say defensively we had our bad stretches. But we were able to kind of, same deal, up 9 or so with about 3 minutes left, and we were able to kind of stop that momentum, make the plays we needed to make, and then continue to score and continue to offensively finish some plays inside those 2 and 3 minutes. Missed a couple free throws, but all in all, we made enough, and we made enough plays to get out of there with a win, and really happy for our guys. This week, it's been nice to have a couple days of practice and be able to kind of think about us and not so much about an opponent. And now we're obviously ready to leave for St. Thomas, and a very senior-laden, skilled, tough, can really shoot it. They don't turn it over. They don't make a lot of mistakes on defense. I think the thing that you would say is they maybe don't have the size and physicality defensively. That I think inside 10 minutes they've struggled to finish some games, but man, they're really good. They're playing really well. They got tough kids, and we're going to have a hard-fought one on Thursday against St. Thomas, and then a great opportunity at Western Illinois against a team that I think is really talented. They can really beat you in a lot of different ways, and so it's a great opportunity this weekend. But we're going to need to play well, and we're going to need to make some shots. We're going to need to be good on offense and defensively find ways to get stops and rebounds. So it doesn't get too complicated, doesn't get too tricky. We got to just keep working to fight our living tails off, and I think our guys are doing that.
The last 3 games at home, can you look at that as maybe a turning point of the effort and the performance, regardless of the record? That's the way this team's going to play down the road.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want, right? I think they have become a little more connected. Coming off our USD SDSU weekend, I didn't think we played great. And a little bit of that was the problem. We didn't maybe fight the way we needed to. The last week, these 3 games, I thought we really did. And we need to. We've got deficiencies right now. So the best way to make those up are to play extremely hard, be really connected. And you got to do the little things defensively well, rebounding, and because those things for a team like us USD and SD, I mean, those games on the road, we were getting beat because we were turning it over and we weren't rebounding well. And when you're giving up second chance points and points off turnovers like we have done in the past, that you're just beating yourself. And so I just felt this last week we did a better job with that, and then we were connected and we played hard. So moving forward, yeah, that's got to be how we've got to play.
Caleb's progression, as he getting healthier, he get more minutes out of him, because he made a huge difference.
Yeah, he sure did. Yeah, I mean, and that's that's kind of the plan. It's tough because you've got, I think Reed Grant's really doing a nice job, and Reed's probably more of a true point guard. So Caleb's getting some run there, but he's also getting some run at the 2. And you got a guy like Paul that's really been playing well, rebounding well, doing things. So, it's just finding those opportunities. But I think, yeah, the more you see him, I thought he's had, like today, I thought he had a really good practice today. And moving forward, you bet. I mean, it's something where we want to see him on the floor.
The last thing for me, the freshman you have you seen more progress maybe than you anticipated at the start of the year? Because the last week it seemed like your freshman really been playing well.
Yeah, and I thought, Reed, Paul has been doing a pretty good job most of the year. I think with Paul, it's continuing to stay locked in defensively. There was a couple plays with the Denver late where we lost track of guys and lost a switch on a ball screen. There's a couple big plays, but offensively he's doing an awesome job, and he still makes plays rebounding. He still makes plays. He gets his hands on balls. He makes some plays that way. But Paul on offense is doing a fantastic job, and he's learning, man. It's just awesome to see a young guy getting out there and playing. Reed Grant, a lot the same with more opportunity. He's, I think, really turning a good corner and showing us. He's showing everybody else kind of what we've been seeing at practice, and it's just fun to see him kind of playing with that kind of confidence. So that's been a positive, and it's not so surprising to us. It's just he's been put in a situation probably quicker than what we maybe anticipated going into this season. So it's good to see him responding. And then Brian, I've talked about it. Brian's playing with some pain, and he's not maybe practicing as much as everybody else because we're just trying to keep him upright right now. But I think Brian's really doing a nice job throughout games of making plays and helping us. So those 3 freshmen are absolutely doing an outstanding job for us, considering what we're asking out of them. We're asking a lot out of freshmen, which there's not a lot of teams out there asking that much from. And so, like I keep telling them, what a great situation for them to get out and play. And you can't worry about mistakes. Get out and play and have fun and compete and learn. And don't let it get you, man. Don't let looking at a record change your mindset. Like this is an opportunity for our program to continue to move forward and get better because we're building it. And if that means we can go on a great run here and finish strong and get our way into the tournament, then you never know what might happen. But at the end of the day, let's just continue to fight for each other, get better, and take advantage of the opportunities.
You're talking about momentum earlier, and it's just a huge part of basketball in particular. And how do you, as a coach, kind of weather those storms when something might not be going your way? How do you keep those guys in shape?
Momentum's a big word we've been using because it feels like that's what we've been fighting a lot, and not just from game to game, but just with roster and everything else. And so like you just got to keep working. I think you got to stay positive through it. Like our guys, and you see how hard they're working and how hard they're playing. Like there's no reason to get upset and all mad and crazy. We're competing. You got to fight for it. And when it's not going your way, you got to continue to fight for it. Be positive, get better, find ways to win, find ways to solve the problem, find ways to what can we be doing to help? And I think each guy kind of looking at it saying, hey, what can I be doing to help this situation? You learn a lot about yourself when you get your butt kicked a little bit. You learn a lot about yourself when things just aren't easy and you're just winning easy. And I think there's a lot of guys. I look at what Brady Danielson's doing, and it's not necessarily just offense. He's playing so uncomfortable right now, uncomfortably hard right now, and I think guys have responded to that. So momentum, you got to keep fighting for it. You just do, and that's life. That's not just college basketball or athletics, man. It's life. Life's going to throw a lot of crap at you, and you got to continue to fight for some momentum to get it back.
You talk about the emergence of Reed Grant at the point guard position, but what has that done for Bentu Pinone being able to slide more to the 2 in his game?
You know, it's crazy how obvious it is, and you know, and I don't mean that, like, it just is. And we've said it all along. We kind of had to move him to that 1, and it's just pretty obvious to us when he's at a 2. He plays a little more free. It gets him in more of a scoring opportunities, and he's been taking advantage of that. You know, Bentu's energy and doesn't get talked enough about right now. I mean, he's got a great voice. He's been positive, and he's working really hard through this, especially as a guy that's, you know, kind of been through it a lot. Sometimes as you're getting near your end of your career, it's easy to kind of sail off, and he's really stayed engaged with stuff, and moving him to a 2 is what we want to do the most, as much as we can. And that allows us to kind of move Paul. You know, Paul can play a 2 or a 3. Matt Norman's pretty versatile that way, and you know, he's fighting a wrist, which I think that's starting to get better. So, you know, just a lot of things we're going through, but moving Bentu to a 2 as much as we can is what we want.